Hi, I'm Jesse with Canine Perspective, and I'm here with Chief again for the 2-week board and train. So last video I did with him, we were talking about perception level, kind of going up and down. So like right here, I'm on 26, 32. There we go. So see how that 32, that 6-digit difference got me a bigger response. That's typically what I'm looking for. Anytime I'm trying to shape obedience, right off the bat I want to shape urgency. So it just cuts out a bit of work, and if we're building urgency from the get-go, you're just going to get that nice reliability a lot quicker. So what we're going to work with with Chief today is some leash walking stuff. I did a little bit of heel with him the other day, so he does have an idea of it. However, today he's acting like he forgot everything, and that's because he's a high-drive, high-anxiety dog. And I also brought up a placemat so we can start working on that stuff as well for some stationary control. So I'll go to get started. So when I say tap, I'm actively pressing the button, and we're at 32, heel, tap, 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 tap. Good. Right. So quite a few taps there. Heel. Because I wanted to keep Chief's focus on me. Tap, 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 tap. Good. Tap, 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 tap. There we go. So it's 36 to 52. And then we got a little yip because there was one good contact there. Mess with this here. Snug. The collar. Good. Whenever we mess with the collar, I like to personally reset and go back down to 32. Heel. So the simple concept of tap, 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 pressure on and pressure off echoes throughout all the training that I do. Okay, good. So now that I've fiddled with it, I've actually messed with the connection here. This is nice for troubleshooting because I was at 32 earlier, and I'm at 74 because I'm not responding. I'll hit it down. 27. There we go. 60. Okay. Heel. Good. 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 Heel. Tap, 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 tap. So on 60, I'm not really getting that same response I was getting earlier. It all has to do with the contact. Good. Okay. So here, I'm going to start layering in the remote over place. So what I like to do here is issue the word first and start kicking with the pressure. Place. Tap, 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 tap. Yeah, 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 yeah. Good. So here, that yipping was not pain. Tap. The yipping is lower. First step. Tap, 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 tap. Is the fear of popping on the area. Tap, 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 tap. Yep, 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 yep. This is 31, yep, yep. Good. So you see how he backs off of it. Tap. All this is fear. Tap. 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 Go down lower, so 22. Tap. 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 Good. So when people see this, they think the dog's in some kind of physical pain. He is not. He's under emotional discomfort, that's for sure. But if I don't press him through all that skiddiness, he learns nothing. He learns if I do this panicky behavior, my owner will lay off the pressure, and then I get what I want. want, and that reinforces the fear. That does not help him grow as a dog. That helps keep him a fearful, anxious dog, and we don't want that. We want to start teaching him there's nothing to worry about here. It's just a placemat, this and that. So I'm very neutral. I wasn't saying anything to him. I wasn't trying to coddle him. I wasn't like baby talking to him. I wasn't trying to coax him or trying to lead him or anything like that with food. I was using the pressure in the direction from the leash to get him to make the decision of, let me jump on the placemat, right? Making a dog or having a dog make the decision to do something is so crucial when trying to rehabilitate anxious, nervous, or fearful kind of responses, because the dog itself thinks they're making that decision, and that builds confidence. So it's like jumping on an airplane. When you jump out the airplane, you make for skydiving or what have you. You're making that decision, and as you keep repeating it, you get more confident in it, and then you find out like the stress of it doesn't matter anymore. You can just do it. Same thing for this guy. Him jumping on the placemat is like him jumping on an airplane skydiving. Like he's just scared, and I know there's something to be scared about. So here, right, I'm going to repeat that a few times, and each time it's going to get easier and easier. I'm not worried about feel at the moment. Place. Yeah. 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 Much better. You see how unsure he is still. Tap. 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 Tap, 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 tap. Good. Much better. Alright, so still unsure. We'll go from 22 to 26 here. Still unsure, but better. Break it. So I'm going to repeat this a few times. I'm going to start to be a bit more strict. I'm going to start having him hold it while I move around for a few more minutes because his brain's going to want to move. Tap, 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 tap. Good. Tap, 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 tap. 28. Tap, tap. Good. Tap, 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 tap. Good. So what I'm doing here with Chief is pressure on when I need him to get on the mat. Pressure off once he complies, and I want all of him on it. And pressure on should he break prematurely. Okay? So he starts to think that as soon as he pops on, everything goes away. And should he break command without permission, tap, tap, tap. That this tap automatically goes off. Tap, tap, tap. And this is how I can already start creating what I call the implied stay. So I don't say place and then stay. I simply say place, tap, 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 and the dog is expected to stay there and not move. I'm going to bump it a little bit, go to 34 here. I'm going to start to move around. Tap, 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 tap. Good. So I'm not giving a whole lot of physical pressure here. I'm not going to care that he lays down. I'm not going to care that he sits. I don't care that he stands. I just care that he stays on, tap, 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 on the space itself. Good. So when he hops off, tap, 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 tap. I'm not telling him no. I'm not telling him place again. I'm simply kicking in with pressure automatically. This is a very small detail. This small detail communicates a lot, and it's a very common question that I get. People will ask, yes, why do I have to tell my dog down 100 times for them to down, right? And this is if they've trained a dog trainer. Place, yep. And boy. And I'll tell them, are you repeating the command? They're like, yes, I'll tell them no, and I'll tell them down. I was like, well, the way a dog's brain works is, if you say the word down, you've now started a command. If the dog gets up and you say no, down, you've reset the command. You've not taught the dog to not get up in the first place. This is why when he prematurely breaks, I don't say no, I don't say place, I don't say stop, I don't say I don't do none of that. I kick in with the remote. Now right now, I'm saying tap, tap for you. not for the dog. That's for you, the watcher here, right? So you understand my rhythm. If I wasn't training with the camera, I would simply be doing the tapping, no verbal cue, other than the initial place, and letting the dog figure it out. And that's what teaches him to not get off in the first place. He thinks, Jesse says place, I get on place. If I get off of place, this kicks in automatically. The only way to avoid it is to not get off in the first place, or not get off in the first place. It's a very tiny detail, but it means so much in the obedience, okay? Right? So if you're struggling with repeating and all that stuff, that may be one of the things. It also may be the method that you're using. Place, tap, tap, yeah. Boy. Right, and some people may notice that, Chief looks a bit hunched over. He's stressed because he's getting a lot more discipline here. We're holding him accountable for his actions and his mistakes and all that stuff, the things that we disagree with. The other thing is that I just challenged him right now by making him go onto an area that he was very unsure of. So he's still dealing with the stress of that. That goes away over time. In some cases, if I have a really aggressive or really challenging behavioral case, I'll tell the owner that it's not so much about the dog being sad. It's really calmness. What looks like depression to us is really the dog in a calm state, or nervous state, being excitement for happy. Excitement is excitement, and being constantly excited is not healthy for a dog. You want your dog to have an off switch. Yeah. Good. Place. Yeah. 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 And boy. Yeah. So this is his first session. I've never worked with Chief here on the place command. I've worked with him with the heel, and unfortunately my camera was full on the storage, so I couldn't record it. But here, you saw at the beginning, he was very panicky, he was very frantic. Now he's here holding the command, and move around him. He's not trying to hop off anymore, or at least not as much. That'll take time to proof. And the place command can be utilized for as long as you want. When the dog's on place, the dog can sit, stand, lay down, play with a toy, play with another dog, as long as they stay within the perimeter of the place command. So I really don't care that's what it's for. It's all about being within the boundary. So if you put your dog in a place and then you told your dog down, it's no longer a place command. It is now a down command. Your dog is just happening. It's just now downing on top of a place. And this is something that people get confused because they think, well, my dog's on place. I'm like, no, your dog's on place, but in a down. So your dog shouldn't sit up. You have to keep it. You have to keep that dog in that down position. If it's a simple place command, I do not care how he lands. I just care that he's within the perimeter, that his paws, or he's not trying to sneak off or like put his paws off or anything like that. Otherwise, he's free to do as he pleases within the perimeter. Right. I'll do one last one here. Sit. Yeah. Place. Yeah. 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 Very good. Right. So I'm Jesse with Canine Perspective. Thank you for watching. Until next time. Thank you.